do I need to say?
SoFi Stadium, man, that one takes the cake for me.
To the top 5 defenses.
I have the Houston Texans as my number 1 defense.
The Houston Texans, locked and loaded.
The Houston Texans defense. That thing is a monster.
They don't want to hit you, they want to embarrass you.
And everything in between. This is ESPN Radio's NFL Rankum. The top 5 surprise teams.
All right, so Emmett gave his top 5 surprise teams earlier in this fine program we call Game Night here on ESPN Radio and the all-new ESPN app. So I'll rattle through them real quick. 5-1. Falcons, Saints, Vikings, Giants, and Tennessee Titans. That's Emmett Golden's 5-1 top 5 surprise teams. So with me, we got to start out like this.
Number 5.
One of the teams that was on your list, the Saints, who were 6-11 last year in that NFC, that NFC South division, which, well, nobody ever wants to win that division, it feels like. Tyler Shook coming back, he looks like he's a real deal quarterback for that team. I say it all the time. I go to the barbershop every Saturday. One of the barbers in the shop, he actually goes by the name of Q. So funny that's his name, Q and Q. Right. He's a big Saints fan. He's like, Shook's the guy. Shook's the guy. So with Shook coming in, Jordan Tyson coming in, right? You're getting Alvin Kamara back for another year, right? You've got some weapons there, and Kellen Moore, I think he's just going to get better and better at being a head coach. We know he's a sharp offensive play caller. He's just going to get a little bit better as a head coach as well, with that year already under his belt. That division is very winnable. Hell, Emmett, me and you might have an opportunity to win that division.
Thanks.
So I think that the Saints could be a surprise, and not only have an improved record, but ultimately win that division.
Yeah, I'm with you. I obviously had them on my list as well, and they are one of the teams trending in the right direction. Still very early, kind of in their rebuild that they were doing, but once you get the quarterback, and it feels like they may have found that guy, they deserve to be on this list.
Number 4.
Number 4 was also on your list, but I don't have him as high as you had him. The Tennessee Titans, who were 3-14 last year. Cam Ward, you saw what he was doing towards the end of the season. He looked a lot more comfortable at the quarterback position. They bring in Robert Saleh as the head coach. He's obviously got head coaching experience. They bring in Brian Daboll as the OC. He's obviously got head coaching experience. They bring in Gus Bradley as the DC. He's also obviously has head coaching experience. So you got a lot of really experienced coaches on the staff, and I think that's only going to help the relatively young team that they have. They went and drafted a couple guys on the offensive line. They obviously got to get the trenches right. Saleh's going to be able to man the defense. So I do think they have the right dynamic. I don't judge Robert Saleh off his job he did in New York with the Jets. I just don't. Yeah. That was out of his hands the minute that Aaron Rodgers arrived.
Facts. Yeah. Even though he was part of that, I go back.
He had his hands tied, though.
Man.
They were like, hey, Rob. Man, he didn't even call him Robert. He was like, Rob, get out the way, brother.
The very first clip of Hard Knocks.
Yep.
He being Rodgers just threw a pass. And Robert Saleh was like, oh, my God, you just see that? Oh, did you see that? Oh, my God. He was part of it, too. All right? You can't genuflect to your players.
All right. What's next?
Number 3.
All right, this team, really, them and the Tennessee Titans, I kind of look at the same. They just happen to be number 3, and they happen to be the team I cover, the Raiders. They were also 3-14 last year. Again, I don't think that they're going to go win the AFC West. I'm not crazy like that. It's a very tough division, and they only won 3 games last year. But you bring in a new head coach, Clint Kubiak, who's a very sharp offensive mind. You obviously have the future quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. You also have a veteran in Kirk Cousins who's starting right now, right? And who knows how long he's going to be a starter, but he's very familiar with Clint Kubiak's system. They've got coaches that's got skins on the wall, from their OC to, their offensive line coach, and those were 2 of the main issues that they had last year. There's a lot of offseason additions that this team has made. They got Max Crosby back. He's motivated. He's angry. Again, not foolish to think that this is going to be a team that's going to go in the AFC West, but I definitely believe they'll be much more improved. You'll see a much more competitive team than that 3-4 team you saw last year.
Yeah, I expect them, and I even feel like I'm shorting them by saying to win 6 games. I actually think they could probably win 7 or 8, depending on how things fall. But that division's so tough, they probably still will end up at the bottom of the AFC West. But there's really no shame when that division is so difficult.
Yeah, I think 6 or 7 is realistic expectations. Right? I don't want to get crazy. When you win 3, right? You got to take
Hey guys, I'm Jason Heine, and this episode of the All Gen Gamers podcast is proudly brought to you by GameGavel.com, the auction site built by gamers for gamers. Make money selling your own games and consoles online rather than trading them in for pennies down the street. You also get to sell your stuff without the high fees of the leading auction sites. Register today for $1.99 a month for 20 listings or $7.99 a month for unlimited listings. Be sure to register today at GameGavel.com. Welcome to the All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations, starring Pete Dorr, Gamester 81, Jason Heine, and Metal Jesus Rocks.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is John, Gamester 81. I'm one of your hosts of the All Gen Gamers. We are recording this episode on May 29th, Tuesday. I'm here with my good friend Jason Heine, the EMA Review. Jason, what's going down?
What up, guys? How you doing?
This is episode 96. Did I say that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we got also Jason Metal Jesus Rocks in the house. What's up, Jason?
Not much, man. What's going on, dude?
Good. Pete is not with us this week. He is on vacay, so he'll be gone next week as well. But he'll be back with us. Talk about, I'm sure E3 will be over obviously by then. We'll talk about E3 and his thoughts. And we're also joined by Eric Durant. He's a good friend of mine. He's a contributor to my website, games31.com. He also goes by Night of Living 8-Bits on YouTube. Although, Eric, I don't think you've done any videos recently, have you?
No videos, just writing lately.
Right. So, Eric, awesome to have you on. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
It's great to be on. It's about time. I've been talking to John for a while about getting on the show, and I've always listened. So it's definitely an awesome opportunity to be here tonight with you guys.
Yeah, Eric's a great guy. He just recently talked to John Romero. For those of you who may not know who he is, he's actually one of the guys who worked for ID Software back in the day. He was the kind of brains behind one of the guys who contributed a lot to Wolfenstein 3D and Doom and some of the classic ID games back in the day, right? So,
yep,
awesome.
And the correct pronunciation is everyone always gets it wrong. Everyone says ID. Id.
Yeah, id. Yeah.
I must have said ID for since 95 to 2009, something like that. So
id. I knew it was id, and I brain farted. So yeah.
Exactly.
So, but no, that's cool, man. It was an awesome interview, and I'm going to do a shameless plug, and that's found on my website, games31.com. So there's my shameless plug. You guys can find it there. But what are you guys up to? What have you guys been up to?
Chilling. Straight chilling.
I know.
We had a really great holiday,
Yeah.
It was good times. In the last couple of days, John, we went to Comic-Con.
We did, yeah. That was in Phoenix. That was a blast, man.
Yeah, it was. And hasn't that just expanded like crazy?
Yeah, I think they were expecting 40-something thousand plus people. I mean, it's nothing like PAX crazy, but it's crazy because I think 3 years ago we went first time, it was only 10,000 people.
Yeah, I remember that too. It was just in one room. That was one room, one level. Room. Now it's it's 2 level, 3 level or something. It's just nuts.
Yeah, it was cool. Got to see William Shatner and got to see the whole crew. I don't know if you guys are big fans of Star Trek Next Generation. I love that show. So got to see all the most of the cast was there, except for the only people that weren't there were Picard. He was scheduled to be there, and I think he ended up doing a movie last minute, so he couldn't show up. And then also Beverly Crusher, and Riker wasn't there either, but everyone else was there, including Will Wheaton.
Okay, so here's the $1 million question, John. Well, I got 2. Okay, 2. Sure. First one. So you met William Shatner. How was that? What was that like?
It was cool. Actually, I saw his panel, and I got to shake his hand as well. He's a funny guy, really funny. And it's funny because it's a lot of the questions that the panel was just a Q&A. That's all it was, right? Because people were like, "Hey, what's your favorite Star Trek episode?" Stupid questions like that. But there was some really involved. One question was "What's your bucket list? What else do you want to do in your life on your bucket list?" And he totally dodged the question. He just totally started talking randomly about his dog and how his dog is dying, and it's just the most randomness. But he said it in a kind of a funny way where people he did it well. He dodged it very well, where I think a lot of people didn't notice it, but he didn't answer the question at all. Did
anybody ask him about his album that he put out a couple years called Has Been? Did that ever come up?
An album? What, a music album?
Dude, okay. William Shatner put out, no lie, he put out an awesome album. I'm not even joking. He it's an album called Has Been, and he teamed up with a guy he teams up with Ben Folds. Do you know who Ben Fold 5 is?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Him and Henry Rollins and a bunch of people made a musical album, and it's fucking fantastic. And so if I ever met William Shatner, I would want him to sign my copy of that, because no lie, go check it out. It's awesome.
That's
it's
messed
surprisingly
up.
good.
I had no idea he did that.
Yeah.
Henry Rollins was in that too.
Yeah, I think Henry Rollins is at the end whenever there's this kind of like a spoken word battle going on back and forth between the two, and it's awesome. It's totally, check it out if you're a William Shatner fan. Highly recommend it. You'll be surprised.
He also did the thing where he like literally read Elton John's song Rocket Man, right?
Back in the 70s, he also put out an album, and that's a really cheesy, terrible album. I mean, it's because he does Tambourine Man and he does some other kind of classics, but the album that he put out a couple years ago was mostly original music, and that he and Ben Folds created. They do a Blur cover, but yeah.
Does he sing? What does he play? What role does he play in that?
I'll tell you what.
Need to play anything.
Well, he does vocals, and he it's mostly spoken word, but tell you what, I'll do a rock talk on it, and you guys will
do that. Yeah.
You guys will be surprised.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
One of my favorite movies that he was in, and it's kind of an obscure one, kind of a cult classic. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's called Free Enterprise. Have you seen this movie? Heard about it?
No.
Came out in 1998. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Swingers.
Yes.
With Vince Vaughn. If you like Swingers, it's Swingers meets like Star Trek meets like nerdom. I mean, it's awesome because it's a very, very clever movie. And a lot of the guys from Swingers are actually in the movie. And Eric McCormick is like the main actor. And I think he was known for being in Will and Grace. The guy from Will and Grace. Mm-hmm. But William Shatner is hilarious because he plays himself in this movie. And at the very end, the reason I thought about it is because at the end, like he like sings, and he does like a rap to like it's like a Hamlet, but he raps it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So very, very well done. It's called Free Enterprise. I think it's a very overlooked movie. If you guys are a big fan of movies, definitely check out Free Enterprise. Funny. But what's your second $1 million question? Since I already have.
Did you get Will Wheaton?
Did I get Will Wheaton? No, I didn't get Will Wheaton. No, I didn't go. I didn't have an opportunity to say hi because, he had a panel with the Enterprise crew, and he had his own separate panel, which was $10 additional to go to, and people were like lined up for it.
No shit.
So, yeah.
Like $10 additional dollars to go see a panel that you already paid money to get into the event.
Yeah, and people were already like they're eating that shit up like catnip. They loved it, which is crazy, right?
Wow.
And William Shatner, check this out. He was charging $80 an autograph.
And that shit was probably lined up too, huh?
People were lined up, yeah, man. It's like those guys make bank doing this shit, So no, it was a good time, man. A lot of booths. It was like the booth space, the expo hall was like twice the size of last year, and last year I thought was pretty big. It took up all of Phoenix Convention Center, which is huge. So I mean, the floor space, Jason, Middle Jesus, to give you, and even Eric, like it's about the size of like PAX as far as expo hall size. So it was pretty impressive. A lot of comics, a lot of Star Wars shit, which I love, right? A lot of stuff like that. One douchebag was like, "No cameras, you can't film." And I'm like, I'm like, whatever, dude, whatever. So I definitely got him.
Bitch, you must not know who the fuck I am.
I don't know what's the deal with people and being scared of cameras. Like, really, I don't get it.
I know, it's really strange. Like we've talked about this before, and I think they don't know where that video is going, and they get really nervous. Mm-hmm. I mean, even video game stores. John, we've all done it. We've all walked into a store and you're like, nope, no filming. Nope, I can't do that.
I was just planning on putting him in a porno, dude. That's all, put his face on a...
I know, like, what's the worst that could happen with a video that you're walking into a video store with and recording? Like, what could you possibly do with that video that they're paranoid about it?
Exactly.
That's funny. Put him like around Jeremy's body and shit. He put his like plaster his head on there and,
We're here live at GameWorks with Ron Jeremy.
I met Ron, hey, funny story. I don't mean to go off topic, but have I told you the story how I met Ron Jeremy?
You met him? Was it on the set of a movie?
No, I wish, because he's usually doing some hot chicks, right?
Yeah.
No, No, so back in college, I don't want to go on a huge story here, but
Please do. This ought to be good.
Yeah.
But back in college, right? He had a documentary that came out back in like 2001, 2002, I think, and Jason Heine, you're familiar with like Mill Avenue here in Tempe?
Yeah.
You know?
Cool.
And they have
cool
like
area.
the small movie theater there that's been there for like 100 years. It's a classic movie theater.
Yeah.
So we went to see opening day, and we went to newspaper. We're like, oh, this might be interesting. Ron Jeremy, you know, we're college guys back in the day, and we're like, it's cool, you know, whatever. So we end up going to this thing, and there's like literally a line out the door to see this movie, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, is this for real? Like, this is crazy. It was like Star Wars crazy, right? Like people camping out for this shit. I'm like, what is going on? You know, and of course you have these big chicks, with big tits, and they're all hanging out, you know, getting ready, whatever. Anyway, it turns out this limo comes up and starts just like rolling up to this place, and Ron Jeremy comes out, and it was cool. We got to meet and greet Ron Jeremy, and after the movie, he did a Q&A. But like girls, it was like pandemonium. Girls go crazy for this guy. I don't get it.
You know the weird thing about Ron Jeremy, and I don't know why I know this, but do you know what he's actually famous for? I mean, the technical, right? But it's the fact that he can suck his own dick.
Yeah, he can suck it.
I mean, isn't that weird?
I'm sure there are a couple other kids out
you gotta
there.
have ribs removed for that, right, or some shit.
Not if you have a 10-inch slong.
Yeah, you just rest it on your shoulder, something.
I don't think he can do it now with his belly in the way, though.
That's true.
But
That's probably like back in the 70s. He could probably do that.
that's kind of weird, though.
But
I mean,
would you want to do that to yourself?
Well, that's kind of weird to put on a business card, don't you think?
at the end of here's the deal. At the end of the day, though, you have a dick in your mouth. Even if it's your own, there's a dick in your mouth. So does that make you? I mean, does that make you straight doing that? I mean, I don't know.
Ron
That seems-
Jeremy. I can suck
You
my
know.
own cock.
That's
I mean,
weird.
if you put your own finger up your butthole, you know, is that the same thing? I love where this is going,
Yeah,
by the way.
this is really this is off topic, right? You know,
Hey.
so people love this.
Now, I do have to say, though, this is a warning that my games that I played this week will wrap into this topic.
Oh,
That's
my
all I'm
goodness.
saying.
Oh my goodness! I can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah,
but
I can't wait for that.
But anyway, long story short, Comic-Con was a blast. I know, Jason, you were DJing on Saturday. I'm sure you're going to elaborate a little bit on that, how that was. But great to see you there, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Definitely was a great time. And I failed to mention it episode ago before it happened. But yeah, I was asked to come in and do a set there at Comic-Con. Big shout out to Frank and all the guys there at AZHP. That's Arcade Zone Hard Punch. They're responsible for going in there and setting up all their games, their Xbox, their PS3s. They do gaming tournaments. They give away prizes. They stream it live. It's good stuff. So they asked me to come in and DJ. So I did. I was there from 8 till 11, did a 3-hour set. And I was hoping to stream it. And they didn't have internet for me, unfortunately. So I wasn't able to, but I did end up recording it. I set up my webcam behind me and I ended up recording it. And I did post that. I streamed it back into the live stream, but I was recorded, so I don't know how you would classify that video, but it is on my Twitch TV channel, which wait a minute. No, it's on my Jason Heine Radio, which is justin.tv/Jason Heine Radio. That's where I do all my DJ sets. So anyway, it's there if you guys want to check it out. It's a 2-parter. Good stuff. I was really honored to be there, and I think it's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to next year. They said that they'd love to have me back. So
Cool.
John, thanks for coming there and helping me move my stuff around. It was a lot of
got
work, but
quite the setup, man. It was pretty impressive, and how you just move everything around. I mean, like, man, it's a lot of work. And I know personally, I really enjoyed your music, and I think a lot of people just from looking at people's heads nod, and you can tell people are kind of into it, you know. So that's awesome. So
yeah, it was a good time for sure.
Yeah.
Comic-Con's great. I love it, and you know, personally, I'm not huge into comics. Okay, so I'm really there for a couple of things. I'm there for, the gaming. I'm there for the culture, there for the experience, the sights, the sounds, and all that. But I'm telling you, girls, keep dressing up, keep doing it.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
I'm just keep doing it. Don't stop doing it. It's fantastic. You girls, you're looking great. Man, just keep coming around with those cosplay outfits. Goodness.
I saw this one chick in a Thor, and I think she actually snuck into my video, but she was wearing a Thor, and she was like in a bikini. It was just ridiculous.
I can't take it anymore, but I just keep doing it. Just keep at it. Comic-Con's a blast.
Did you get any numbers, Jason? That's the question.
Girls, just keep doing it. You know,
You got to wonder what those girls do that, what their boyfriends look like, because you never see them there with boyfriends, every so rarely.
Yeah.
It's just like, you look at a crowd like that, and it's just like, you know, one of these guys is real lucky. It's either that or their boyfriends are at home and they just have nothing to do with it, and just the girls all nerded out and stuff. And I was like noticing that at PAX this year too.
Oh, PAX,
I was looking around, and there weren't that many there. But with every girl that was good looking that I saw, I was trying to look around to see if there was a boyfriend too. And it's just all these girls are single, unless they're all secretly like part of this pack where it's like a cult and they're all lesbians in cosplay. That may be a possibility. If anyone is an attractive female out there and you might be a lesbian, be sure to look me up on Facebook, please. That would be appreciated. Anyway.
Nice. So yeah, overall it was a fantastic weekend, and next year is going to be even bigger and better. So
yep, looking forward to it. A lot of traveling coming up, so it's going to be good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So E3 is coming up, you guys. You know, so I think we should mention it. We should talk about it. Maybe some of our predictions or what we think is going to happen, or you know, I don't know. What's on your guys' mind? Like Mental Jesus, what do you think? Like what are you going to be excited for? What do you even think? Because we haven't even talked about it even off camera, so I don't even know.
Well, I think, you know, obviously Nintendo is going to have a big show. Their whole job is to convince people this Christmas to buy the Wii U, and so that's going to be really flashy. Really kind of interested about it. My fear with it is that it's going to be the Wii HD, and I'm not exactly. I don't know. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about it. I think when this podcast comes out, obviously that week we'll know. I think the thing for me I'm most interested in, to be quite honest, is Sony, because I think Sony is the wild card, because Microsoft and Sony have been looking to Nintendo with very jealous eyes over this generation and how well the Wii has done. And I think that they are going to try to announce their next consoles so that they can hopefully, you know, maybe take some thunder away from Nintendo. That's my guess. But I think Sony has the most to prove, because Microsoft has had quite a bit of success with the Kinect. And I think with Microsoft, we're going to see a Kinect 2.0. I think they're going to increase the resolution. I think they're going after fingers, to be quite honest. I think they want to track fingers, and that's what they're going to claim. And that way, maybe you don't necessarily need a controller. But Sony has kind of struggled with that move. And I don't know what their next console is going to be like. Is it going to be, you know, motion? It'll have something motion related, but they've kind of, I don't know, the excitement over the move has I think been a little bit disappointing for them. You know, it's kind of Wii-like, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I've almost forgotten about the move.
Yeah.
What titles have come out recently for the move?
The best one that just recently came out that they showcased, I think it was in like 08 or 09 or something, was I could be wrong, maybe 2010, was Sorcery. And that was a pretty big game. When they were showing that was actually the only title that actually piqued my interest. And it's pretty much kind of like a ripoff of a Harry Potter game, but actually supposed to be good. And it uses the actual wand itself, and you motion specific movements to cast specific spells. And that just recently came out, I think, last Tuesday. And I guess that got some pretty decent reviews compared to most Move games that are specifically, you know, meant for the Move. But other than that, there really hasn't been that much that's came out. It's kind of just faded away from the limelight, and the Kinect has kind of gained a little momentum over the years too.
And so what do you think the next Sony console looks like? Because they're not obviously going to do a Move 2, I don't think. I think they know that they can't do a Wii-like controller. I mean, even Nintendo's not doing a Wii-like controller. You know, they've got this touchscreen joystick kind of
almost like a tablet in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, Microsoft is probably going to, like I said, hopefully not go too far towards the Kinect, but I could see them improving that. But what would Sony do for their next console?
The thing is too, with like Kinect, I think Microsoft made such a big asshole out of themselves, you know, last year Especially, the past 2 years in general with, when it was Natal and then it was Connect. And then they were pretty much just showcasing a lot of Connect games that really core gamers didn't really care about. And they were really trying to capture that, the family audience.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a lot of a lot of stuff in the press about that. And it seemed that Sony and Nintendo were the only ones that trying to still appeal to the core audience. And I really honestly don't think that Sony's in the position where it's a good idea to announce another console right now, in particular, only because of how the PlayStation 3 has been doing in the market. But I really would not be surprised if Microsoft had something up their sleeves, like console or handheld wise, to be honest with you. But
handheld would be crazy.
It just seems like, you got the Vita out right now. You have the 3DS. The 3DS took a little while to jump off, but now it's starting to do good. The Vita is a great console. It's starting to get a little bit of traction right now, and Microsoft has its talons in the market as it is with a lot of gamers. And the next step of evolution would obviously seem to be either a Kinect 2.0, like Metal Jesus said, or it would be something of a handheld nature, perhaps something where you can game with your actual games, but on the go and still access, like Xbox Live features to maybe a 4G service this time. It'd be kind of hard to say, but that's thinking a little out there. And it's just, I don't really see Sony announcing a console, and Sony's always they've tried to bend attract to an older crowd, where Nintendo isn't so afraid to think out of the box and think a little differently. They're not afraid to be embarrassed because they're Nintendo. I mean, let's face it, where Sony has to hold their image a little more, conservative type, and they really have a core audience that they're trying to appeal to. And they tried reaching out with the Move, and that didn't become too successful. So it could really honestly go any way. It's really hard to say, and I really hope, for the industry's sake and for everyone else's, is we're not seeing another thing with Microsoft where they're showing off a whole new display, set of games. They're not announcing any new consoles. They're not bringing a new Kinect, new innovations. It's more or less of, here's what's coming out. We're going to add on 2 extra services to the Xbox Live service, and here's a new Call of Duty trailer. And the same thing with Sony also. And we already know Nintendo has the Wii U coming out. And that you mentioned it also is that Nintendo has been looking at changing the name of the Wii U for some time now. So I think we might see a name change too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people I talk to obviously don't like the Wii U name. And it sounds to me like the Wii U sounds like the Wii. And I've heard somewhere where, Nintendo's really starting to get going back to the core gamer and not the casual gamer. And I think that'd be a mistake to call it even a Wii, personally. But yeah, you've all kind of said the same thing. I would agree. Like Sony's kind of position where they basically, I don't know, I lost my train of thought.
They're walking on glass more.
Yeah,
they have to be very careful what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're walking on glass. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what the whole Connect 2 is all about, if that's the case. Now, do you guys remember the whole Connect thing where like the kid on the screen and what's the deal with that? You can't do that with Connect.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like they made a fool of themselves because they promised all of this, and they only delivered so much. And their presentation was nothing but a bunch of little kids playing with furry animals. And
right, yeah,
that's about it.
John, do you have a Kinect?
I do. Have Kinect.
Do you ever navigate the Xbox interface with the Kinect?
No.
And why?
I don't know, because you need the space for it.
Oh, okay.
That's the only pain in the ass about the Kinect I don't like. And I know you can get the thing where you can attachment where you can it can narrows down the space. But for me to hook up to my Kinect, I got to move my couch. I got to move all my shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the voice command. I think that's kind of cool. Where you can talk and that's a really neat feature of the Kinect. I do like that fact. But I was actually playing Kinect Star Wars yesterday for a while. So I do play the Kinect every once in a while. I know Jason Heine is a big fan of the Disneyland Adventures Connect.
Best Connect game, hands down.
Now, but you don't play the Move. You also have the Move, correct?
I don't have the Move.
Oh, okay.
I don't own a Move. No, I was going to get it, and then I don't know. I guess nothing really drew me to it to want to go and get it. You know. It just, to me, it's like a kind of a nice Wii thing for the PS3. You know.
Yeah.
So. But as far as like where, you know, Jason, kind of, Mel Judas, you asked the question, like, where does Sony go now? I don't know if you saw that video a while back, but it showed that room and it kind of turned into like a green screen and the whole environment changed around them. How all of a sudden they're in the ocean. And I kind of see that's the next level for Sony to do something like that. But how's that going to, because you think you need special stuff for that, right? Like,
definitely. Yeah.
That was a weird video because if I remember it right, the people, you know, I mean, it only looked that way, obviously, on the screen. And so I just don't know, other than putting your avatar within a game.
Yeah.
I don't know how interesting that would be ultimately. I mean, it certainly looked cool, but I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, yeah, it's kind of the equivalent of sort of laying green screen all around your room, except you don't have to do it. It just sort of cuts you out of the scene. I don't know. But then you're kind of doing Connect sort of stuff, right? Then you're kind of walking around in your living room. It's interesting technology. I'm not sold on it yet.
Right. And there's the new technology now as well where, I forget the name of the company, but where if you touch like something, you can actually feel the textures of it now.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, that would be neat.
And I've heard, I forget the company again, but I've heard Nintendo's been kind of talking to this company. So the Wii U might have something like this, where when you touch the pad, you can actually feel the textures of the screen.
Can you imagine the possibilities for specific games where you could touch anything you want?
Like warm apple pie, baby. Like warm apple pie. I know initially the technology was developed for the blind, and so they could do like Braille and stuff like that, you know, and read books on the go for the iPad, you know, stuff like that. So that'd be kind of that'd be really interesting to see. So,
you know, speaking of the iPad, there is one game that's going to be shown at E3 next week that I really, really want to see, and that's the Baldur's Gate remake.
Yep.
Baldur's Gate was one of the best role-playing games released on the PC. Such an awesome game, and the original developer has gone through and completely got the source code, ripped out all the Windows stuff, but yet kept the core elements of the game, updated it for iOS, and they're gonna ship it out on iPads this fall. And I think that's going to be really fun because then you're going to start seeing all the Planescape Torments, the Icewind Dales. That'll be pretty cool.
That'll be awesome. Do you know if they're giving a little bit of a polish, HD graphics, just kind of they are?
Yeah, because it's the original developer and they basically got all the original artwork. And so I listened to an interview that the developer did with toucharcade.com, and yeah, they're doing it right. They're going to update it because obviously the original resolution was like 640 by 480 and then 800 by 600. It's going to be Retina display ready, and it's going to be completely touch based. They're reworking all the menu systems and everything to be gesture based, and it sounds awesome. Sounds like it's in good hands, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. And they're going to sell it when it comes out for $9.99.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good price. I figured about the $4.99, $9.99 price. As long as it wasn't $20, $30, that's that's still even worth $20 right there. So
yeah.
Let me ask you guys just a really interesting question. I'm sure we've all thought about this, but I think this is my theory. I think the next generation consoles are going to be DLC only. I don't think we're going to see any discs for them. You know, so what do you guys think about that? And what do you think is going to happen to game stores like GameStop if that's the case? If we, you know, we saw the PSP Go a while back. It failed, right? Because it was only DLC only, or you can't, no physical hardware or game software, I should say. So what do you guys feel about that? If that was the case, I mean, is that the end of brick and mortar
it's going
stores?
there. I think it's going there. I mean,
the iPad is already that way. So
Right.
so is your phone. It's already download only. I think what they'll probably do is both. Kind of like what Microsoft tries to do is that there's a copy you can buy in the stores, but at the same day you can probably go and download it on their service. I think that's probably what they'll try to do.
I don't think we're there just yet.
Yeah.
to get rid of physical copies. Not just yet.
I think I agree. I hope you guys are right, but I wouldn't be surprised if like Sony comes out with a system that's no physical copies at all.
Yeah. I would say at least another 5 years, but there's still a large market out there too that wants to have that physical copy, and I'm exactly like that too, and I know you guys are as well. Is that there's nothing better than owning the copy, and what happens 20 years down the line with those digital copies you have. I mean, the service isn't always going to be up. The servers aren't always going to be up. And what happens if you lose that on your hard drive or something? I mean, it's gone. And I think a lot of that is going to drive a lot of fear into the market of people. At first, it'll be real nice. It's very convenient. It's very easy. But after a while, people are going to start wondering what happens 10, 20 years down the line with my purchase. Where does it go? I mean, where now you have a physical copy and as long as the disc doesn't break or whatever, you have it for as long as you're around pretty much.
You find it kind of funny, how like YouTube people make videos and they always have their games behind them, right? This is my, it'd be funny how like 20 years from now, people are going to be making YouTube videos of few people around and they'll have their huge mega computer behind them.
A screen of a list of their games.
Just a biggest screen with a list of their games.
Look at my collection. I mean, read it. Read it.
I definitely think physical copy collections like we have will just continue to go up and up in value. I think.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I mean, our collections I think are good investments for sure. I think 10, 20 years from now, our copies of GameCube games will probably be fairly hard to find.
Oh
yeah. You think so? GameCube?
I do.
Yeah, GameCube. Yeah. I do. Yeah.
If you really think about it too, is there's a community now that's growing with retro gamers, and a lot of us are collecting and we're preserving those. And a big thing why I collect is I collect to preserve. And like a lot of my games I'll barely even play, but I collect a lot of them. And it's just the fact that you never know where those could end up at one point in time. And a lot of people that have these older games and stuff, they're going to look at them as, the average household as completely obsolete. They're either going to donate them or they're just going to throw them away. And after everything is all said and done, years from now, all the copies that were sitting around houses and they're unused, that people aren't collectors, they're just literally going to be thrown away. And it's really going to boil down to who really was the actual collectors of those games at a particular point in time and throughout history. So eventually it's literally going to increase in value because it's only going to be the collectors that have games like that. And now where you go out in the market now in a flea market, everyone has all different types of games and they're getting rid of them because they're obsolete. They don't know the value. They don't understand about it. And I think that's...
I agree. Yeah. I think there's two things that really drive prices of a game. And one is obviously how rare, how many copies were produced, right? That's going to drive. But another thing I think more importantly is nostalgia. And people remember playing these games like Earthbound, for example. Like when that game came out, that game was everywhere to be seen, And now it's like, it's a really great game, but it's like to me, it's way overpriced, a used copy. I guess it's people pay what they want, right? So, $150 is no big deal for a loose cart. But to me, I wouldn't pay that for Earthbound.
That's too much.
You're starting to see this a little bit with the original Xbox. For a long time, you could buy pretty much any game for the Xbox, for a couple bucks. But now you're starting to see the prices go up. For instance, Jaws Unleashed on the Xbox is like a $25, $30 game now.
Dude, I remember seeing that on clearance for like $5-10.
Yeah, if you ever, and the irony, it's actually a good game, and it's sold, for crap. Another really rare game actually is a Barbie Horse Adventure on the original Xbox. Believe it or not, that's a $25 or $30 game.
Huh.
I know, because I wanted a copy of it because I was going to use it on my I Hate You videos, and I could not bring myself to pay that much for it. Conker's Bad Fur Day. The Xbox remake is also kind of pricey now too.
That's a good one too.
It's pricey even on 64, man.
Yeah.
It's Steel Battalion. Forget about it.
Oh yeah.
With the controller.
A complete.
Yeah.
Hundreds of dollars. Yeah.
The box too. So.
Yeah. But no, what do you guys consider retro though? Do you guys consider like the original Xbox retro?
coming around to it, I think, a little bit.
Like Dreamcast is retro, right?
Yeah.
It's technically the same generation, though, right?
Same generation, yeah.
It just only lasted, 2 years?
Yeah, 2-3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real tricky question, too. I mean,
it is. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real... I mean, some people would debate that there is a real answer to that, and some people wouldn't. Like, Metal Jesus was just saying, like, I actually just started collecting original Xbox games, too. And I've noticed a lot of prices are going up. And, just a couple of years back when I was overlooking them, they were only a couple dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And now, would you say that's retro? And if you go back a couple of years when the Xbox was out, I mean, it was Super Nintendo and below was retro. And now we're only skipping a generation of some of us are calling it retro. That's a little too soon, but there is a little bit of reason behind it too. So,
well, I know in the Seattle area, you can only buy Xbox games either at pawn shops or retro gaming stores. The GameStops here don't have them anymore.
Yeah, it's true everywhere. They stopped carrying it. Same with GameCube.
And Game Boy Advance are gone.
Even PS2. Really.
PS2 is gone, yeah.
Yep.
It's funny, though, because I frequent AtariAge.com, and AtariAge is this great website that has a lot of really old collectors on there, Atari 2600. And if you post something from the 90s, I don't care what it is, and you even make the hint that it's retro from the 90s, they get really, they kind of pick on you a little bit. It's pretty funny, actually, because that's not retro. 1985 is retro,
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. It's so funny. So it's a matter of perspective, I
guess it depends on how old you are.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
That would play a huge role in it.
As other games I think that I'd like to see at E3, the big one being Half-Life 3, or
yeah, sure.
Please God, yes.
any type of Half-Life would be awesome.
Keep dreaming. It might happen.
Yeah.
We've been for 10 years now dreaming?
Yeah, a while.
Something. Yeah, a while.
And it's almost going to be like, when it does come out, it's going to be like almost like Duke Nukem, where the hype is so much, is it going to live up to it?
Well, what I'm really concerned about is what the fuck are they going to do with it? Because we live in a world now where everyone's like, oh, we need to make it bigger and better, and we need to make it HD remix, and we need to change the game engine, and we need to redo the da-da-da-da-da-da. Don't change it. Use the same source engine, okay? Use all the same actors if you can possibly get them. I mean, keep it all the same. I want it to look exactly as the original games did. You know what I mean? Especially
you still want to keep the same source engine, though? You mean you don't want an updated one just a little bit? I mean, I know personally I would, but...
No, I'd leave it.
Well, I mean, there is something to be said if you can keep the art style similar and
Well, they've done that. I mean, they've done that with Counter-Strike Global Offense.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
the
new
Counter-Strike.
Same.
I mean, it looks good. It looks fine. So, and I'm sure that's what they'd use. So actually, that's exactly what you would get, Eric. You would get probably this game with that game engine. But then again, in 10 years, when the game finally does come out, it's going to be 20 years now down the road, and we're going to be flying in super spaceship supercomputers.
I'm pissed. I'm still waiting for virtual reality to happen. That was like in the 90s,
Yeah.
What happened to virtual reality?
I got it in the garage, dude.
Yeah?
Virtual racing, man. That's where it's
There
at.
you go. The Virtual Boy was like the closest thing I had to like being virtual reality,
Yeah.
Or that stupid headpiece I have that you put on,
Oh, yeah, the headlights helmet. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's so funny.
You put there's like a stick that you put on your shoulder, and when you move your shoulder, it like knows that you're moving, so that's how it gauges if you're moving or not. It's terrible.
I put my head in there once. I put it in there, and I went to put the quarter in and whatever. I grabbed the handles and put my head in there. There was a kid in there, a whole kid just shoved in there. Thought, what the hell are you doing in here?
Are you talking about the arcade?
Yeah, in the arcades.
No, I'm talking about this VR helmet thing that was like for the Super Nintendo and Genesis.
It has like a little thing sticking down and it touches your shoulder.
Konami did that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I did a review on it back on my channel, and I forget I can't even think. It's so bad. It's not even. It's forgettable. That's how bad it is. Can't remember what it fucking called.
Terrible idea. They had. I remember in the early 90s, they had the virtual reality machines where you would get in it, and it was like this bar that was around you, and you're on a small platform, and it was like something almost you see out of a movie, like an early 90s movie, and you put this big headset on your head.
Yes.
And how you moved your head, it would move around on the camera. And
they had gloves too. They had gloves too.
It's almost as bad as the fact that I fucking didn't remember it was called id and not ID software. That's been bugging me all fucking episode. Because people are gonna fucking call me out on it, and I knew it was id. I knew it was id, and I'm like, man, fucking Jason, can you edit that shit out? And you know what? Leave it. Leave it. Fucking
keeping it real, buddy.
Fucking keeping it real.
He's all.
You know what? We're not all fucking perfect, so that's almost how bad it is. Yeah.
And if you're perfect, you can go fuck off.
Exactly. Funny. So.
You know what game I'd like? Back to E3. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
The last game I would like to see at E3 this year is a proper sequel to Burnout. I love those games.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. It's about time.
Amen.
Paradise is good.
I really like Paradise, but I really missed the crash mode.
Yeah, specifically the crash mode.
Burnout 2. Burnout Revenge.
Yep.
Yeah, Burnout Revenge was my favorite. That was the first one I saw. And I remember when I went into my friend's house, he was playing it, and he just kept crashing over and over. I'm like, what the fuck is this mode? And he's just like, this is Burnout, dude. And I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
A game where you can just crash.
We had okay.
Go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
I was going to say, we had a party years ago when Burnout 2 came out. And we had a bunch of people over at our house that not all of them were gamers. Actually, most of them weren't. And we had that game running. And it was really telling because essentially we just had crash mode and you passed the controller back and forth to people who had never actually picked up a PlayStation 2 controller, having the time of their life simply crashing in that game. I mean, it was really telling how well made it was.
It's a very casual event. It's very similar to games like that are on the Wii, with very casual type stuff. Because take something that is a problem for people who don't play games. What would be the problem if you're going to play a racing game and you hand a controller to somebody who never has played it before? What would be the problem? The problem is they would crash all the time. So you take that element and you make a game mode out of it where you have to crash and cause the most damage and get the most points. It is brilliant. Just brilliant.
Yeah, it was so fun. And everyone was laughing. And actually, I've heard, and Jason, you can speak to this, that Flat Out is very similar. There's modes in that where you're shooting dudes through your windshield.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Flat Out's fantastic. There's so much replay value and Ultimate Carnage. Even Flat Out 2, for that matter. Well, all of them are good, but Ultimate Carnage is really where it's at. Yeah, you go through fire rings and you can do rock skipping. You play darts and soccer. And I mean, there's so much you can do. And, with the ragdoll physics of the character there. But another one very similar to that, to where you don't even need skill. You just need to just play and have fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Honestly, I'm kind of burned out by the whole Burnout. I'm not. I thought it'd just be funny.
Waiting for that one.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen.
I love the series, honestly. I just thought it'd be kind of funny.
Hey, Jason, I know you're a big racing fan and stuff. Did you ever play Carmageddon back in the day on PC?
Absolutely.
Do you know that the guy who originally created him, I believe, he recently kind of just put up a video saying if he raised up this much money, he would make another Carmageddon game.
Yeah, I saw that. They're actually on Kickstarter. Yeah, they're trying to put it together. I did watch that, and I'm excited for it. I really hope that they get funded, and I hope that it goes into production. It'd be an indie game, and they got all the licensing back and all the code back, he said. Yeah, I did. That's really funny you brought that up. Yeah, Carmageddon, very controversial game when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
One of the first games where you actually, go and run people over and, cause all that kind of mayhem, which was, way ahead of its time. But yeah, absolutely. I hope it gets funded. I do. I would love an HD remake of the infamous Carmageddon.
It definitely would be good, and especially, it's good that it's staying in the hands of indie developers and not big developers, because you're gonna get exactly what you want without all the trimmings. So that's the best part.
Yeah,
so.
I also like that it's in the hands of the people who originally created it. Well, at least a big majority of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's always good to see. they're still in the game doing it. That's really cool to see.
That was really cool. Since we're on the topic of racing games, series I'd love to see come back, and I don't think we've seen it since the GameCube, is F-Zero.
Gosh, ain't that the truth, man? Yeah.
I just would love to see new F-Zero, and I think that'd be really cool on the new next-gen system.
I was really hoping we'd see something on the Wii.
Yeah.
But maybe they're saving it. They're saving it for the Wii whatever.
That'd be good for the Wii U. I mean, if you could have all your stats right on your tablet thingy and everything else, and it would look good. I mean, depending on what kind of stats you had, it's kind of a useless thing too, and it's kind of uncomfortable holding that thing while racing, I would imagine. But they could probably think of something pretty interesting with that.
I was watching a video actually recently, and I apologize because I don't remember the game that they were talking about, but I remember they were saying that third-party developers are getting excited about the new Nintendo console. They said that the Wii U, quote-unquote Wii U, it was capable of doing, a solid 60 frames a second, at 1080p, and at a very high resolution. And they said some game. They mentioned a game. I don't remember what it was, but they said that same game that is currently out today only runs at 30 frames a second on both the 360 and the PS3. So from what this is getting at, I really think, hopefully, that they're really going to make quite a little powerhouse here with this console. I don't think they need to per se, because Nintendo's always been about the gameplay and I mean the Wii U or the Wii itself. Those games don't look all that great. It's not even like really full HD. But still, we love it. We enjoy it. But if they do step up to the plate and do this, 60 frames a second, full on HD, 1080p, I think they're onto something there. And the cool little tablet going on, the controller. But so I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about that. I don't know where I was going with this.
Because if the Wii U fails, we're just gonna have to say we don't like you. Just gonna have to don't like in the middle. That's the name.
We don't like you. Oh my God.
2 for 2 today.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That was bad.
Mr. Games 81.
That was bad.
You're trying, man. You're trying.
It's good shit, man.
A little bit too hard.
It's free comedy, you guys. You can't complain.
Hey, both of you guys are playing Diablo 3 recently, right?
I've been the biggest, and I definitely wanted to talk about this a little bit, but I'll let you guys go first.
Well, I jumped in on you were live streaming it, Mr. Gamester.
Indeed. It was Diablo 3. No, it was awesome, man. I freaking love that game. I'm like, maybe 6 to 7 hours into it. Maybe not that much, but I'm level 12 right now. I'm a monk. And I really, really enjoy the game. I haven't played Diablo 2 since, like the mid-90s. I mean, when did that game come out?
99 or 2000.
99. Okay, so mid-2000. So it's probably been like 7 years since I played Diablo 2. Because it was like in college when I played it. And that had to been like 91 or 2001, 2002-ish. Mm-hmm. So absolutely, I love Diablo 3. It's really great. I like the fact, I didn't really realize it was on the Mac, to be honest with you. And funny story, here's a GameStop story. I went into GameStop looking to pick up the new Jurassic Park. Even though I've heard really terrible things about Jurassic Park, I like Jurassic Park, the series.
Is that the one we saw at PAX last year?
Yeah, okay. It was. And, I just thought it would be kind of cool to check it out, maybe do some live streaming, whatever. And buddy there, who works there, he's like, hey, but you have Diablo 3. I'm like, no, man, I don't have a PC game machine. Like, I have a Mac. He's like, oh, it plays on Mac. I'm like, get out of town. He's like, no, it plays on Mac. So sure enough, it runs great on Mac. I'm really surprised. And it actually it's really intuitive. It's very intuitive. It's really easy to play. And since my mouse doesn't have two left-right clickers, I just push the command button for the right click, and it was fine. So really a great game, though. I really like it. The music's great. The graphics are good. The story's good. I really have nothing really negative to say about it. I haven't played like with other people online though yet at this point. So
cool.
But yeah. Who else? Eric, you played it?
Oh, yes. I was sitting here just listening to you talk, and I just wanted to explode with a comment or two.
Sure.
Specifically about Diablo. Now, All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Diablo speak.
Oh boy.
And because I am a very, 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 very big Diablo fan. I've been literally since day one. I've always been a big Blizzard fan too, and kind of like how you said with the Mac, you were surprised how it was on Mac too. And Blizzard has always kind of prided themselves, and it is kind of a company like that too. When they put out a game, they like to make sure it's for PC and Mac, which is real good because they do it all on the same disc. You don't have to worry about buying the wrong disc or anything like that. So that's always a good feature too. But you know, and I remember when I started first playing Diablo 1, what an impact that game had on me at the time. And at the time, I had to have only been about 13, 14 maybe. And that game just blew me away. I had never played anything like it. And I was pretty much always a console gamer growing up. But all my games that I played on the PC were like the PC-only games, in my opinion, because the ports weren't that good. Were like Wolfenstein and Doom, and playing Duke Nukem 3D on this thing called 10 Network. And it was a dial-up service that you had to pay a subscription fee for. And it was kind of like Heat.net too, if you guys ever remember any of those. Those are pretty old, you know, 96 or so. And some of my biggest memories were with Diablo because it was the only thing that ever pulled me away from those other games. And when Diablo 2 came out, that was just, it was like a pinnacle moment. And that was actually one of the first games I ever picked up on release day itself. And I had got the collector's edition, and I made the big mistake of selling the collector's edition back in 2005 for $20. And I just recently re-picked it up, and especially after I saw Metal Jesus' video, which kind of gave me a reminder about it. And I paid a little too much money than I wanted to spend on it, and that's for sure. And there's really not that much in the box, but it's still cool regardless.
Yeah, because it has that pen and paper D&D.
Yeah, game.
Awesome.
It took me a while to get one that was exactly how I wanted, all in perfect condition, everything, but I eventually got it. But I paid a little extra for it, and I didn't really want to do that. And a little off topic, but another thing I noticed too is with the Diablo 3 Collector's Edition, I see the same trend kind of going on right now, where I pre-ordered the Collector's Edition. When it came out, I was in New York at the time, and I was unable to go out and get it because I live in New Hampshire and I was doing something in New York. But when I came back home a couple of days later, I picked it up. And when I was at Best Buy to pick it up, because mine was the only copy there, there was one other one too. They were telling me that they were having issues with people literally kind of hacking into their systems and printing out their receipts so they could pick up other people's collector's editions, and people were selling them online because the collector's edition is something that you pay for, $100 for. And right now on eBay, it averages between $200 to $300, and it's only been 2 weeks since the game was released.
Wow.
So the collector's edition has gone through the roof. So I guess there's been a lot of issues with that. But like with 3, I know the collector's edition is definitely going to be valuable in a couple of years. It's already valuable right now. And the same with 2. That one holds some decent value right now. And I've seen it go up as Diablo 3's come out. But anyways, getting a little sidetracked here. So I've always been a really big Diablo fan. Always played it. I've spent countless hours. It's probably one game that I've played the most in my entire life. And I've always been a very, very big gamer. And when Diablo 3 came out, I was extremely excited, got online. Of course, like many people, I was having a multitude of connection issues. One of the biggest ones people were having was error 37, which means the servers are busy, their servers are full, and people are getting booted, and there's a lot of people complaining about it. And one of the issues I was having was error 3007. And I was having a lot of connection issues, but I never had this StarCraft 2 or WoW or when I'm playing my 360 or PS3 or anything. So I like this game so much that I went out, bought a super fancy Netgear router for $130. Then went back home, installed everything, still having the same issues. But even during all this, I was able to get in the game a couple of times and play. And I was able to go farther enough where I beat the game once with a demon hunter that I have and restart the game with a barbarian that I'm doing right now. And one of the biggest things I've been noticing is, because I always join the general chat, is people complaining. And there have been so many complaints that it's overwhelming, and it really ruins it for a lot of people, because there are people complaining that the game's too easy, the game's too hard, there's not enough drops happening, a multitude of things. They're pretty much saying, in a sense, that the game is not Diablo 2, and they're not happy because of it. And with that, you're getting a lot of people who are younger that just recently started playing the game that are complaining the most. And it's funny because Metal Jesus, how long have you been playing Diablo?
Well, I don't have Diablo 3. I don't have a computer that would run it.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I don't think so. I only rock an old MacBook that's like almost 6 years old. That's what I do all my stuff on. So
He's still on a 386.
And my Windows machine is a single core, not even a 2 gigahertz XP machine.
Jeez.
However, yeah, it's pretty old. However, I do have plans. I'm waiting for 2 more weeks because Apple's going to announce the new iMacs. So not to get off topic here, but I'm planning on buying a new computer in 2 weeks, and I'll get Diablo 3. So
yeah, do yourself a favor, and if you were a fan of the original, go out and buy it. And the reason why I was kind of saying with all the bullshit that the game's been getting is that Diablo 3 is a sequel in the sense of exactly what it should be. It's not doing something that Call of Duty has done, and I enjoy the Call of Duty games, but I'm not crazy over them. It's not kind of doing the same thing every year, but adding just a little extra. It's not like Madden, where it's just the same thing every year, but a little extra. They've made major changes throughout the game, and a lot of people aren't realizing that because they're pissed that the game isn't exactly what they wanted it to be. And I think the biggest issue that people are having is that the game is actually geared for people who haven't really played in a long time or never really played, so they can get in the game and get a hold of things real quickly. As Blizzard's mantra is per se, is that easy to learn, difficult to master. And a lot of people have been making complaints like that. And what this really all boils down to is me senselessly rambling for 10 minutes. But other people, if you're listening and you've been on the edge about buying Diablo 3, if you've been reading forums and hearing all these complaints and whatnot, I'm going to tell you this. If you're over the age of 30, you're going to like it. But if you're a younger crowd and you've played the other Diablo games, this will, without a doubt, be something up your alley. You just have to give it time. And a lot of people aren't giving this game time. And a lot of people are making big complaints. There's one guy who's trying to follow a lawsuit at Blizzard because this isn't a proper sequel.
Oh my God.
The craziest thing I've ever heard. And
that's Get a Life material. Get a Life.
Yeah. I mean, the game is exactly what the other ones were. And a lot of people are complaining, oh, there's a mini map now. In the other games, you could just hit tab and you would have a map with your, everything right there too. And it just blows my mind how ignorant some people can be. So more or less, just anyone out there who's been looking to buy the game, do yourself a favor. Don't wait. Don't hesitate.
Get it.
Get it. Trust me. You will be thankful.
Eric, I have a question for you. How long does it take to beat the game?
Well, like I said, with my first playthrough round, I had a lot of connection issues until I kind of adjusted a bunch of things and got it working. So with my Demon Hunter, it actually took 35 hours to beat the game the first time.
That's not bad.
But that's actually pretty long. With my Barb, I'm pretty much at the end right now. Like just before I started talking to you guys, I just wrapped up and I'm on the last act. And I've been playing with him about 15 hours. But there's 4 different difficulty levels. You have normal, nightmare, hell, and inferno. And I guess inferno is ridiculously hard. I mean, you're at the max level by now, which is level 60. And when you go to play Inferno, you're getting hit once and you're dying instantly. I guess it's extremely, extremely brutal, but they've added things that are specifically supposed to help.
Now, is it cross-platform in the sense like, since I'm on a Mac, can I play with other players who are on PC?
Yes, you can.
That's cool.
Yep. You gotta have a battle tag, and if anyone's interested in playing with me on BattleNet, my name is Eric of War, and the I is the 1, and it's just the pound 1337. You can look for me up there.
Yeah, no, I'm very big fan of Diablo. I guess not as much as Eric was, but or is, but love the series. And now, Eric, have you ever played the original one for the PS1?
The one where the resolution, I can't tell if it was a resolution or they just specifically pointed the camera way too close to the character. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a great port, but it's actually pretty rare. Talk about rare games, kind of a uncommon game for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, that's a pricey copy. I got one, I think last year, and I paid like $30 for it or something. It's definitely a pricey copy, but that's my Diablo blabbing. I just had to get that off my chest.
Right on.
Well, I know it's doing really well. I'm sure you saw that Blizzard announced today that it's on track to become the fastest selling game in history.
Oh yeah.
It sold 3.5 million copies just in 24 hours.
That's a sound PC game too.
Yes. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So I think with those numbers, you're going to get people who complain no matter what. You know?
Of course, yeah.
They're usually the most vocal too, which it's really disconcerting because there's a lot of people online, like I've spoken to, who said they won't even buy the game or they'll quit because of how many people are complaining. And I guess a lot of people complaining that their accounts have been hacked. And I've made the argument that it's impossible for your account to get hacked unless you were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. And there are a lot of people who are probably listening right now telling me bullshit, but trust me, it's the truth. You had to have been doing something to get yourself in that situation. A little hacking fairy does not come down to your account and just randomly rape it for no reason. But I guess there's a lot of issues, and the game itself, I'm working on a review right now too, and the game itself, honestly, I would honestly give a 10. It could be a little longer, but the
story is the same no matter what class you are, though, right?
They do. It's kind of like how Marvel versus Capcom or a fighter is. It's the same concept, but there's just slightly different variations depending on the character you are. And there's a lot of great dialogue that happens with the characters. And when you get a companion in the game, I think the companions are an amazing thing. They were a fun thing. But in 3, the companions are constantly interacting with you out throughout the environment. As you progress further into the game, they will react to where you are, what you're doing, when elite monsters show up, and they'll have conversations with other NPCs in the game too, randomly by themselves. It's really good. I mean, they couldn't have made the game any better. They could have made it a little longer, but they literally could have not made the game any better than it is, and that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm playing as a monk, and I guess the only reason I decided to play as a monk, to be honest with you, I had no idea like what class is better, but he kind of looked like Kratos to me. And so I'm like, I'll go with this guy, and he's got a very strong short attack, no long distance, no arrows or anything like that. So that kind of sucks in some regards. But he heals fast, and he's a pretty good character so far. I've died like several times. I know when Mo Jesus signed on to my Twitch, watched me play, I died like twice right away.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. But man, those damn spiders, dude. Like, brutal.
Oh man, if the spiders are bad, wait till you get label levels. Oh my god, you'll be smashing your head up.
Right on.
You picked an interesting character to start with too. I mean, the monk is something that usually someone who's a little more experienced would choose because they play a diverse role where they could be a decent healer, not that good because there's no real healer class, and they can be a tank at the same exact time.
Right.
So I guess the Demon Hunter is supposedly the easiest class, and but everyone has their preferences. And
so you're saying I picked the hardest class possible?
I think, honestly, and from what I've heard and from experience, I think the Barbarian is one of the hardest classes now. And it seems that Blizzard has been going on with this trend where they hate characters who are involved with melee attacks. They like range characters. And the Barbarian is really good, but it just, like, when you're up against bosses and if you don't have the right equipment, if you're not leveled right, I mean, you're going to get face rolled in 2 seconds. And, but, the Demon Hunter is always ranged. She's from far away, or he, depending on the gender that you use. Maybe you're into looking at women all day. That's right.
It's funny.
Like a mouse.
Now, Mr. Heine, have you played it? I saw your post. You had a demo or something that you were checking out, right?
Yep, I got a guest pass, and big shout out to the old Phantom Jest hooking a brother up, and I got the guest pass, so went to download it, and that took forever, and then installed it and all that sort of thing. And I logged in, and all the servers are down for maintenance.
Yep.
So I haven't even played it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm doing it. I'm diving in. This is the first Diablo I've ever played, so I'm very excited.
That's definitely a good one to start with. It's very new player friendly, which is a good thing, I think. But a lot of people hate on it. So
you'll love it.
I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Right on.
It's cool. I can play it on both my PC and Mac, so that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
Prepare for it to take your life if you get addicted to it. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't have time for that, but I'll try.
If they have a beta version come out, that's dangerous because then you take it everywhere you want to go, and that'd be bad. So, right on. So, what else you guys been playing? I guess I'll start since you guys are all quiet. I've been also playing, kind of mentioned earlier, Connect Star Wars. And it's actually pretty decent. First time I played it was last night. I picked it up when it first came out, the bundle, and I'm just now starting to do my review for it for the system, and wanted to check it out. And it's pretty fun. I'll tell you the graphics for it and the story, really cool. The thing I think it might be a letdown for a lot of Star Wars fans out there. It's more of a, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Clone Wars, the cartoon or not. It's more based on that kind of genre of Star Wars, more so than just the movie Star Wars. So I've kind of noticed that a little bit, which I don't mind so much, but for those diehard Star Wars fans who like the movies and are expecting this to be based on the movies, they might be a little bit disappointed. But gameplay wise, it's okay. I was playing this not to the best situation because I was playing this at Twitch, and I was far away from my computer. I could hardly even see what I was doing, to be quite honest with you. But for the most part, it handled really well. When I was like this Padawan character, and you go through this Jedi training, and for some reason I thought I was left-handed. So the whole time I'm like moving the lightsaber with my left arm, and I couldn't figure out how to switch arms. So that was kind of annoying. But there's different parts of the game where I didn't do the whole dance scene. I guess there's like a Dance Central style theme to it too. Yeah, I haven't got around to
terrible too.
Han Solo. Yeah. No, I didn't try that, but I did try some of the racing scenes, and it kind of is a nice mix between the battle and the racing, so you can move your arm around and do like lightsaber, and you can jump and you can dash and stuff like that. But the graphics are great, the voice acting is good. The person who did, I don't think it's Anthony Daniels. He's the voice of C-3PO, but for some reason this C-3PO sounds a little bit different. So I don't know if it's Anthony Daniels, but I think the Yoda who did Yoda, it sounds like Yoda, but I think it's the guy who did Yoda on the Clone Wars, not Frank Oz. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely, if you're a big Star Wars fan and you have a Connect, definitely check it out. As far as other games, pretty much that, and Diablo 3 has been eating up much of my time this week. So, I do have a funny story for you guys. Just want to ramble just 1 second. I was in Alaska this past week for work. First time in Alaska. That's a trip, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever been up to Alaska, but it's like 11:30 at night and it's still light is out. It's crazy. Sun only goes down for maybe an hour or 2, 3 maybe, and it's always dusk. It doesn't really go down all the way.
That's messed up, man.
But the reason I mentioned this is funny. I'm in a Best Buy, and I'm leaving this Best Buy, and all of a sudden this guy goes up to me. His name's Ulysses, and he's like, Gamester. And I turn my head. He's like, Gamester 81? This is in Alaska. It was a trip.
That's screwed up.
And this guy, Ulysses, comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, big fan of the podcast. Love All Gen Gamers. say hi to the guys for me. So I just want to do a big shout out to Ulysses. If he's listening, I know he is because he said he's a big fan. It was a trip to have someone recognize you out of state in Alaska, right? So that was kind of cool. Yeah. And a big fan of the show. So kind of a random story there, but kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. That's cool.
That is neat, man.
I'm going to pass the baton to, let's do our guest, Eric. We've been playing, buddy.
Besides Diablo 3, which I probably just did expensive, that and trying to find people to play with is kind of scarce where I live because the nearest store by me is like 40 minutes away at least. And I've been getting to that game a lot lately, and the multiplayer is really fun. They have a mode that's kind of like Horde mode for like Gears of War and stuff like that. And it's good because they have a fantastic level progression system, and you can fully customize your armor. I mean, every little piece can be colored uniquely. You can wear different armor sets. There's tons of different options, and a lot of it's usually visual, but they do have different perks and stuff you can unlock, and it makes the game really, really fun. That's definitely a really fun, addicting game. If you're a fan of third-person shooters or a fan of the 40K universe, I would definitely recommend picking that up. I mean, you can get it for like $15 now. And other than that, just pretty much Diablo 3 and the Warhammer game. And I went and picked up, finally, Duke Nukem Forever. Ironically, we were just talking about it. Best Buy had it for a whopping $2.99.
Jeez.
I could not pass that offer up. And
don't get your panties all in a bunch.
You must have that just right there, just waiting.
$2.99? Are you out of your mind? Like, seriously, that's crazy.
$2.99? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
But yeah, $2.99. They had a bunch of copies there, and I picked one up, and I finally got around to playing it, and I actually enjoy it. It's not that bad. I mean, I was part of the Duke Nukem generation, or so I like to say. And so when I compare that to the original Duke Nukem, I see very little flaws there, and I really don't expect much from the game, seeing the development hell that it went through. And a lot of people had these unfathomable expectations, and that's the same thing that happened with Diablo 3. Is 12-year development process. A lot of people had really big expectations when you develop a game for that long, and no matter who you are, you're going to be let down one way or another. And I think the reviewers were a little too harsh on that game. They didn't take the game for what it was supposed to be. Instead, they just reflected it on everything else that's out in the market that's a AAA title right now. And that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's definitely not a game for everybody. And it's definitely not a game if you have a date over or something that you want to play, and she's watching you play the game, and she might think you're a creep if you're slapping triple-breasted wall boobs in some alien spaceship pod or something like that.
I'll rip your head off and shit down your neck.
No, you didn't. But yeah, it's about it. Just playing those 3 games, and Diablo's pretty much, no joke, sucked up my life. And as John knows, I work in law enforcement and stuff, so I'm really, really busy a lot of the time. But literally every free chance that I get has gone into Diablo. And it's been so bad where I'll come home, I'll shut off my phone so no one bothers me, and I'll just play through the entire night. It's bad. It's really bad. So that's about it, guys.
Cool.
Nice.
Jason?
All right, I will go. So, Metal Jesus. Now, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you ever played a game for PC? Let's see, this had to have been early 90s probably, called Spectre VR.
Spectre VR? Huh.
Yeah, back in the day. Maybe
makes
not.
It?
I don't even know. But what I do know is that it is a vector graphics tank first-person shooter type game.
Huh.
So, and you know what? It looks really dated, and in today's world, it looks very interesting. But I love vector, and I know we all do. We love the vector type graphics. But this was a game that came out in the early 90s, and I used to play just the crap out of it. Man, it was really, really cool. And they actually released a port for the Super Nintendo, just called Spectre, that I do have, it's pretty good too. and I really enjoyed that. And then I just recently read that it was remade for the iOS, and they updated it. They kept it vector graphics, but they updated the textures and added more, more stuff on screen, and they incorporated 16-player multiplayer over Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And the game's only $1, and it's going to appeal to probably an older crowd, I'd say.
Now, is this similar to Battlezone, or there's another PC game that actually Sierra and Dynamics released called Stellar 7? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, Stellar 7. Now, I know that.
Yeah. I mean, Stellar 7, I think, was a Polygon game, if I remember right, but Battlezone was originally a vector-based game.
Yeah, it's similar to that. Yeah, Battlezone. That's
what I was thinking of, like Battlezone. Yeah,
it's very similar to that. And even I'm just looking up Stellar 7. Yeah, I used to play this.
Mm-hmm. I used to support that game.
You what?
I used to support that game.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, that was part of my job. I love that game.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you actually may enjoy this game. Then you guys, you should check it out.
I'm on it.
It's called Spectre 3D, and it's in the App Store. It's $1. But what's really nice is it's just cool to see these developers go back and pull these games out of the vault and update them and support them and then release them. I mean, it has multiplayer. The controls are really nice. You can customize everything, and man, it's just really cool to see this vector style of game, and I really love it. I do, and I used to play a ton of it on PC back in the day. So I'm nostalgic for it. I don't know that it's going to appeal to everyone. The vector whole styles, may not, but I definitely highly recommend it. So that was one game that I have played recently. And then what else have I been playing? Well, I've been playing, of course. I have to mention it again because we're still rocking and rolling with this. Anyone want to guess what it is? Battlefield, people. Hello. Still rocking and rolling in my server. So you guys, you want to get down on that? Would love to have you in there. Everyone, we just were playing the other night, and everyone's like, you don't mention it enough on the podcast, Jason. You don't mention it enough. I'm like, dude, that's all I do is mention it. I feel anyway. So go ahead and add me on Steam, you guys. My name on there is General Jason. You can find me there, or I believe it's that. And
you don't play me on Hydro Thunder anymore, you bastard.
What? Are you kidding me? Oh
no, you've left me high and dry. I bought that game. I was enjoying it. You don't love me. You don't care.
This is bullshit. You are not just bringing this up. We will play then. I'm sorry. Whenever there's a hurt gamer, I'm there with the wambulance. For you, sucker.
Speaking of hurt gamers, Jason, Mr. Heine, I'm fucking pissed at you right now.
Please don't be. Oh,
I'm infuriated.
Yeah, well, I hope you do, because I posted that shit on your website.
I know you did. I'm about to take that shit off. No, man, I might have to do a video response for you, bro.
Oh, this is about.
Dude, come on, it's John.
One of my favorite games of all time, dude, for the NES.
Oh, the Mag Max.
It looks like crap. I'm sorry, but it does.
Oh my god! Thank you for backing me up,
dude. Honestly, all games for NES look like crap in today's standards. Am I correct?
Yeah,
graphic wise.
Yeah.
So, talk about the gameplay.
Okay, then this is how real men settle this. Then, John, this is how real men settle this. All right, you and I. Okay, we're gonna go round robin, and we each have to say one positive thing about it, and we each have to say one negative thing about it. We each do. It makes it only fair.
Okay.
That's how real men settle this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, and I don't care who wants to start. I'll let you pick first because I have insulted you, and I will give you first pick.
All right. So this one thing I really like about it, only one. Okay.
Wait, say the name of the game since people don't know.
So this is the game for Nintendo NES. It's called Mag Max. MAGMAX.
Not to be confused with Mad Max, which is based on the movie Mad Max.
Right.
And Jason Heine hates it and made a video dispelling his hate about that.
Yeah, I posted that on my YouTube channel, and then I posted on GamesReady1.com because I know John loves it, and I just had to hit him with it.
You're entitled to your opinion, of course. So, but what I like about it, no, in fact, what I love about it,
geez,
is the fact that it's pink. No, it's the fact that I like the fact that you can like build up your character and build like a huge mech warrior character, which is awesome. You know, you got the waist and you got the headpiece, you got the legs. That's so cool. The 3D style, like almost like a Zaxxon style graphics too are cool.
It is a pretty cool feature, but the levels themselves are so bland. Oh my god.
All right, I'll give him that. I'll give the music. The music isn't the greatest. Music could definitely be better, and you're right. The enemies get kind of repetitive, and it could be a little more bland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Haney.
All right, those are very fair. Since the game only does a couple of things, basically I have the exact same response. To be honest, I think the game is the most unique game I've ever seen. What other game do you know that you can, like I said in the video, fly a metal spaceship, attach a head, and attach a pair of Lieutenant Dan legs, and a big giant proton cock, and fly that around and shoot and do all kinds of crazy. I've never seen a game like that. So I do give it that. It's the most unique game I've ever seen. So that's good.
I don't own the game, so that's what I like about it.
and the
I've got an extra
negative
copy, Jason.
yeah, and the negative thing, yeah, I can sell you one real cheap.
No, I'll give it to you.
The negative thing is, I watched the video and I was the video was good. I don't know. No, I don't know. You know, I like shooters, so maybe I might enjoy it, but
you got to play it.
But straight up, to say it's the worst NES game of all time, come on.
No way.
Dude, Friday the 13th is worse. I mean,
whoa. I didn't say it was the worst of all time. I just said it was
you said it,
garbage.
I think you said it was one of the worst NES games.
In my opinion.
In your opinion. But that's how you're saying it in your opinion, though. It's what you said.
It's a very loose opinion.
It is. Extremely loose. Hot dog down the hallway loose. All right.
Whoa. Speaking of hot dog.
Wait,
down the
hold on a
hallway.
minute. I didn't say what was bad about it.
Oh, say what was good about it.
I said what was good about it.
The same thing I said. Is
no. What's the worst thing about this game? And this trumps everything. It tops it all. The worst thing about it is that I own it in my collection.
Oh, ouch.
Shit. Shit.
Yeah, we gotta get together to.
We talked about it. Let's do it, John. Let's do it. Let's do a couch conventional. A couch confessional on that, and then we'll throw it in the conventional microwave.
Yeah, and hey, Mel Jesus, I got an extra copy. I'll send you away.
I'll send you one too. You'll have two.
Oh, great! Thanks.
Okay. So anyway, what else have you been playing, Mr. Haney?
Let's see. Well, I tried to play Diablo. It didn't work out too well. I will be playing that this week. Excited about that. I mentioned that. I mentioned the Spectre 3D for iPhone and iPad. I mentioned Bad Company 2 PC in my server. Oh, of course, I've mentioned this before, but man, I've been getting a lot of people who have now finally got on the bandwagon of Excitebots. Quickly mention that. We are now playing online quite a bit there. It's really good. I've been going back and playing. I did the video for MagMax, and it kind of got me inspired to play some other gems on the console. Good games, that I like. So I played Cobra Triangle, which is a game 1988, 89, I believe, 89, from Rare. Very good game. Have you guys heard of Cobra Triangle before?
Love that game. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's just a fantastic game. Boat racing, which it has similarities to like Gradius because it uses like a power-up system. You can upgrade your boat and with missiles and speed boosts and all that sort of thing. It has little like mini games where you either have to like destroy other boats or you have to like save people or, transfer mines to a bomb drop and just a lot of really cool things about it. So, and I love the art style of it. It's just RC Pro-Am all over it,
Time out. You say Gradius? I always thought it was Gradius. Have I been thinking of the fucking wrong name all the time?
Did I say it wrong? I don't know.
Clearly a Spanish thing. It's Gradius. No,
I think it's Gradius.
Gradius? Sure. I'll call it whatever, ID.
Yeah, exactly. ID. Fuck you.
No, seriously. Oh, what is it? 'Cause that's what I've always called it. Is that wrong?
It sounds like a Mexican dish. Gradius. Like an Italian dish or something.
I don't know. It's like Zaxxon or it's like, like Gallagher or Galega or whatever. People, it's whatever.
Ninja Gaiden.
Gaiden.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Potato, patata. Who gives a fucker?
Exactly. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
Yeah, no, I lost my train of thought, so I'm gonna go leave now.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Cobra Triangle, great game. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, I thought of you, John. I've been thinking of you a lot, buddy.
Have you? Good.
Adventures in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, classic. For the NES.
Yeah. How about some more Disneyland action for that ass? My
Good.
favorite Disneyland game, and there's only like a few, have to be for the Kinect, of course. But I really started thinking, I was like, man, I want to play this game again. A Capcom great.
It
really
is classic, yeah.
You can go and walk around, and the game features a lot of different elements. It's a spaceship kind of memory type game. Then it becomes a go-kart racing kind of top-down game.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes a platformer. It's really cool, and it's hard as hell.
It is hard.
And when you die, you have to start all the way over from the very beginning. It's like no checkpoints, no fucking sugar on top, none of this bullshit. It's hard as hell.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that I loved it back. When I was a kid and I played this, I didn't even pass any of the levels, but I still loved it. That's how good it is.
Well, like you said, there's different elements. You have the platformer, and then even in the Space Mountain, you have like the first kind of like a space flying version, like a wing command.
Yeah, it's like a first-person spaceship. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad there, and you can, you're supposed to go to the very end and speed it up and slow it down and navigate. Yeah, really cool game. So definitely you guys check that one out if you haven't ever before. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom by Capcom. Really good game there. So that's all I've been playing, and that's about it.
Nice.
All right, I want to make you guys guess the game that I was teasing earlier with the Ron Jeremy.
Oh.
It's Ron. Doesn't star Ron Jeremy, but he probably could be in it.
These are Shoot Larry?
Yeah.
It's on the Xbox.
Oh, BMX, Triple X.
Yep.
Hot dog down the hallway. What do you guys think? Not that. What's the other really naughty game on the original Xbox?
What, beach volleyball in the nude?
Close, but this one actually has real nudity.
Oh, it's not like a hack or anything.
No, it came from the store that way.
Oh, it's not
The only one I know. Wait,
BM Triple X? It's not.
yeah, it's not BMXX.
This one has actual nudity, lots of it.
Okay, wait, was this
actually
a commercial release?
Yes, original Xbox.
What?
And as a matter of fact,
Princess Peach goes down? Wait, which one is it?
It's kind of rare because it had to be recalled because there was a lawsuit because one of the girls was underage.
Oh, what?
Oh my God, I remember hearing about this now when you mentioned that. Holy shit. It's got FMV in it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fuck, I was on the tip of my tongue, but no pun intended.
I think Godfather 2 also had quite a bit of nudity in it also.
Oh, man,
Not as much as this game, I can guarantee you.
That's right.
Underage nudity too, huh?
Accidentally, the girl used a fake ID and she lied to the producers and then sued them afterwards.
Oh, bitch.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
I want the game.
Well, it's funny. So, okay, do you want me to tell you? When I say the game, you'll know exactly. It's the Guy game.
Oh, the Guy game. God.
And I found this at a garage sale for $1. And if you know how hard it is to get a copy of this complete, it's getting pretty hard to. Well, that sounds bad.
It's going for $80 on eBay right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
$90.
And so, I had to play it to make sure that the disc was okay. I mean, you just have to, right?
Yeah, in the nude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the PS2 version different than the Xbox version?
I don't know. I do know that the Xbox version. So basically, to describe the game, it's a trivia game, and they went down to San Padre. Where is that? South San Padre Island, in Texas, and shot a bunch of live girls answering trivia questions. And every time that they get one wrong, they have to flash their boobs. And they filmed all this. And essentially what you do in this is, and there's, I don't know how many girls there are. There's lots. What you do is you kind of play along with them. So when the question comes up, it asks you the trivia question and you guess the answer and it gives you points. But then you have to guess whether the girl is going to get it right or wrong, or sometimes what their wrong answer would have been. And what you do is you're trying to build up this little skin meter to show. So basically, you have to earn the privilege to see the actual nudity, and it's a bit to do. It's really difficult. But if you do it, yeah, it's fully topless girls.
It's like Girls Gone Wild stuff.
Yeah,
I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
Exactly.
And
so
up on
when you first start it off, it has the guy game logo over the breast, and then you knock it up a notch, and it'll just kind of fuzz it out a little bit, and then once you reach full, it's full on. It basically just shows you everything. So it's pretty funny though, because I was playing it the other night. To be quite honest, the reason why I was playing this game is that on my channel I occasionally do this series called I Hate You, and essentially what I try to do is I try to play really bad games with my buddy Paul. And I thought, well, this will be a great game for that, right? Because it'll be really fun to play, lots of great comments, and people would be interested in seeing it. But there's no way I can. I mean, there's too much nudity. I don't think I could show anything. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They got some
I'm about to do a
videos on-
buy it now. No.
I'm definitely looking up prices right now. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty.
I mean, if it's for guys, then we're
We're a
guys.
boss.
So
You gotta call her.
So get this. So last night I'm playing it, and my wife comes down and she starts painting in the same room down here in my, she's got like her area. and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm playing this guy game. And she's kind of, looking at it and watching it and stuff like that. And I was asking her, like, why don't you have a problem with this? I love this answer because she's like, it's just boobs. To girls, they're just boobs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She didn't care at all. And I was like, well, what if they were completely nude going at it? She's like, I don't care. I was like, wow. I love you.
My wife's the same way though, really. She's like, end of the day, as long as, I can't touch, right? I mean, that's the thing, so. Right on, dude. That's awesome. $1. Shit, good find.
Pretty funny game, so I thought I'd mention that.
Those boobs are worth $1.
You've been playing that, let me guess, about 40 hours a week. So what else have you been playing?
I'm so worn out. My God, I know. The other game I just want to mention is that you guys have been playing Diablo. I've been playing a game that's very similar to it, released in the year 2000 from a company called Westwood Studios. It's a fairly obscure role-playing game, very much in the Diablo style, called Nox. Really well-loved game. Didn't sell a lot of copies. And really, it's just a lot of fun. So I've been playing that on my old XP machine. So not quite the same as Diablo 3, but kind of getting my kind of fix for that sort of stuff. It's pretty fun. Have you guys heard of that before?
Yeah. Yep. Nox is actually a really good game. I got into that. It's funny you mentioned that because someone had actually mentioned Nox through a Diablo chat earlier the other day. And they were mentioning, someone was like, well, I want to play other games like this. And someone mentioned Nox. And I was like, wow, I haven't heard that in forever. Mm-hmm. And then you just brought it up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game and highly recommended. And it looks beautiful. Supports, not a ton of resolutions, but it still looks really good for the time. So enjoying the hell out of that. And then just to kind of quickly wrap it up, on my iPad, of course, I play games. And I added 2 this week. One of them is called Slingshot Racing. And to quickly describe this game, do you remember the classic game Jet Moto?
Sure.
Love it.
And you know that the mechanic where you can shoot out this cable to grab a pole to kind of slingshot you around a corner really fast?
Mm-hmm.
This game has nothing but that. So essentially you can't steer your car at all. And it's on ice. And you simply just tap down on the screen to shoot out that cable to slingshot you around these different corners. And that's actually how you race the game. Really fun. It's only $1. If you have an iPad, iPhone, all that stuff, you got to check out Slingshot Racing. Then I also picked up another game called Spy Mouse. Spy Mouse is an EA game, and it's a stealth game. And so it's kind of like Tom and Jerry, where you're a little mouse and you're trying to get cheese. And there's all these cats that kind of, it's a combination of, I would almost say Metal Gear Solid, how cats go in specific patterns and they have certain kind of view ranges. So you're sort of sneaking around them as the mouse. Super fun game, very addictive. And so, yeah, that's been playing a lot of that. And that's it. Yeah, that's it for me.
There was one game I forgot to mention during my part, and that is a couple weeks ago. And I did some videos on this, but I went to, and Mr. Heine, I talked to you about this, but And I want to get you guys get you to this guy's house, but visited Joe from Atari 2600, and this guy has an amazing collection. But the reason I mentioned that is because I walk in this place. I'm doing the tour of his little. He has a store, that he sells online, but he has this warehouse of all these old retro games, and it's like amazing. Like I could spend days in there, and I think he said something around like 60 to 100,000 games. It was pretty amazing.
Wow.
I mean, it's unbelievable. But like he had this on the shelf, he had like the table where he just bought this lot of Vectrix games, which if you guys don't know what the Vectrix is, it's a system came out in 1982. We talked about the vector graphics, that EMU review mentioned that he loves and that we all love. Well, if you're a fan of that, definitely check the system out. It's awesome. And I believe GEC came out with it in the States. I think it was marketed under Milton Bradley in Europe, and I think even Bandai in Japan. But he had all these games, all unboxed, which is pretty hard to find. All of them with the thing that goes over the screen, like the thing that goes over. But he also, I'm like, dude, do you have the light pen? And he's like, sure do. Here you go. And I'm like, what? And the light pen's a really rare peripheral for the system. So I bought that right off the bat. I'm like, dude, I'm snagging this. This is awesome. So I bought it. So I played this week. I was messing around with the Vectrix light pen, which I don't know if you guys have seen before, but it's really cool. You can actually draw on the screen, and it comes with a game called Art Master, which you can like draw, and then you can do animation, kind of like it's kind of like Mario Paint. You can do one frame, and you go to the next frame. You can make it look animated. And then I have this multi-cart with a whole bunch of Vectrix games on it, and there's a music melody game on there as well. So you can actually write your own music. And there's like a keyboard, and you use a light pen to touch the keyboard and the keys, and you can do like.
That sounds awesome.
It's really cool. It's really cool. So kind of messed around with that. I'm actually doing a review on that as we speak, filming that, editing that, but pretty cool. So Jason, you mentioned the whole Vectrix thing or vector graphics game, and it reminded me of that. Really, really fascinating game. So there was a 3D imager that came out for the system too, which is even harder to find. But the same guy who made the 3D imager and who made the light pen, his name is John Ross, not to be confused with Bob Ross, the white guy with the afro, the artist. But,
right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. Cool peripheral.
Cool.
Yeah. So you have some segments, Jason.
Yeah. Do you guys want to try name that game?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The only thing I have to say, though, right off the bat, I was a little bit embarrassed this week. I'm not caught up on my my Operation Kill Screen podcast, and I guess those guys do a variation of this. And so, for the record, I didn't steal the idea from them. I had a very nice conversation with Tim. We're good.
Doesn't blind anybody.
But I
actually, Metal Jesus, you called me. I remember you called me. You said, "Dude, I was listening to Operation Kill Screen, and they had this awesome segment. I would love to." No, I'm fucking with you.
No. More specifically, I was like, "Dude, what sort of stuff can we steal from them? I mean, like, is Holly available? I mean, really, can she come over here? You know,
Seriously, just talk dirty to us for a while." Yeah.
So, anyways, I just want to mention that because that's an awesome podcast, and they're also a big part of the forums as well. So that was a total coincidence. But let's get to name that game. So I have 5 samples here. These are audio only, taken straight from the game, and no hints right off the bat here. Let's see if you can guess the games.
Missile, launch, shockwave.
Sounds like it's for the 3DO.
That is really tough without the music, I would say.
Yeah.
I think it's for PS1.
Yeah, definitely mid-90s.
Jason's right.
Okay, I think I know what it is.
What gave it away?
Well, I don't know that I know it, but
okay,
I think I know.
Okay, so Jason thinks he knows. How about Gamester? It is for the PS1.
I think that Jason thinks he knows what it knows. That's what I think. No, I honestly, I have no idea. It's some kind of shooter.
No.
I really don't know. No, I don't know.
Oh, it's not a shooter?
It's not a shooter.
Oh, that really throws it off. Then.
Okay.
That wind sound you're hearing is a vehicle. You want to play it again?
Yeah, do one more time.
Missile launch. Shockwave.
Sound like pickups.
I have no clue.
Summer.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
Where softball is played in its purest form. What a play! And experience the joy that only Little League can bring. Little League Softball World Series, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, begins Sunday on the networks of ESPN. A real good thing, yeah.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Fresh off of an outstanding, if not one of the best freshman seasons in the history of Michigan receiving. Andrew Marsh is here on the program. Good to see you, Andrew. How are you, man?
Sir, glad to be here.
You know, I might, if I had hair, I would throw it like you, the frosted.
Yes, sir.
And
you can rock it.
You think so?
Yeah, you can pull it off.
Careful, because there's some people who are probably putting that together on some sort of
edit or something.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. Listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Nick DeLuca.
Sports Center all night here on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. Nick DeLuca here with you. ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You can save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See, just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com. We are around a month away from the kickoff of college football season. No one has been better than the Big Ten over the last few years. The conference taking home a third straight national title last season when Indiana wore the crown. Ohio State winning in 2024. Michigan, the champs in 2023. Day 2 of Media Days in Chicago on Wednesday, featuring a couple heavy hitters, including the world-famous Buckeyes and the Oregon Ducks, who have been knocking on that championship door over the last few years. You could say the Ducks are in a row for Oregon entering 2026. They are 26-3 over the last 2 seasons. Dante Moore back as a Heisman favorite. Head coach Dan Lanning on Moore's decision to return.
Yeah, I just think it speaks volumes about his maturity level. And you talk about legacy and what you want to create and what's left. And I think, he recognizes the one thing you can't buy back is time. And he has some time, but he still had an opportunity to experience some stuff here in college and grow as a player and a person. And he wanted to take advantage of it. And he put that value over, a paycheck or whatever else might be out there.
Yeah, Moore had a chance to be a top pick in the NFL draft. Instead, coming back to school, was up and down at times last year. Started strong, 14 touchdown passes through September. Finished with 250-plus passing yards in 5 of his last 6. Landing on where he's seen Moore add more to his game.
Yeah, I think there's a comfortability. Just, there's always unknowns walking into each season, but he knows a little bit what to expect. And I think there's a comfort level. There's a leadership that's really taken a step up. Whatever he says, the team follows. And last year, I think everybody's figuring it out. Like, what's it going to look like? And I think there's a lot of confidence walking into this moment, this season. What's it look like because of what Dante's done in the past?
Landing here on ESPN Radio with our Ian Fitzsimmons. He is 48-8 in 4 seasons at Oregon, tied with Ryan Day for the third best record among active FBS coaches in that span. As for the Buckeyes, a little more turnover entering this season. Felt like every first-round pick was from Ohio State back in April. The Buckeyes falling short in last season's CFP. Day on his takeaways from a season ago.
Well, you take a lot of things. Every year you look at the things that have gone well, and then you look at the things that came up short. And I think when you're chasing small margins like we are, you have to identify the things that need to get fixed and fix them. The easy thing to do is do nothing or overreact. Where the real work is really identifying what needs to get fixed and then make that change. And so I won't get into all those things, but yeah, there's a lot of things that needed to get addressed and will continue to get addressed. And sometimes you don't know if those decisions were right until you get all the way to the end of the season. I think this year, based on the way our schedule looks and the way it's laid out, we're going to get some early feedback in these games, and we're going to have to play well down the stretch.
Yeah, they will get early feedback. Ohio State losing lots of defensive experience, but returns some offensive firepower. Julian Sayin, a Heisman finalist last year, day on where he's seen Sayin grow in his game.
Probably confidence, and just looking at somebody that I would assume, like, when someone goes to war for the first time, when they come back from war, they got a different look in their eye. I think it's the same thing when you're a quarterback. When you've gone through and your first start ever was home against Texas, and you win that game, and then you go through the regular season, and then you play your first snow game ever as a Cali kid, and the snowing sideways, and you win the rivalry game. You have those successes, but then you also lose 2 games at the end of the season. There's scars there, there's successes there, there's experiences there, and then you kind of have the off season to process it all. I think he's changed his body. I think he's got a good look in his eye. I think he's really confident right now.
Yeah, Sayin was dialed in as a deep ball thrower a season ago at Ohio State. Doesn't hurt having the best receiver in the country at your disposal as well. That's what Jeremiah Smith brings on the outside.
LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers. On a 2-year deal.
I think this right here puts the Philadelphia 76ers right there with the New York Knicks as the favorites in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, speaking of Ohio, dust settling after LeBron James made his decision. LeBron going to Philly, choosing the Sixers over Miami, Cleveland, and the Warriors. Didn't work out for Draymond Green as a recruiter. Gives his thoughts.
If you go back to Cleveland, even if you go back to Cleveland and win the championship, it's not going to be as good as 2016. If you go to Miami and win a championship, it's not going to be as good as 2012, 2013. Those 2 places kind of got eliminated just because. You look at Golden State, and I ultimately don't think Brown was ever able to get over the history. And I understand it. I get it. What we all ultimately always know is like, that's the hurdle to get over.
Yeah. Lot to get over, but LeBron, a Sixer, Draymond re-signing with the Warriors. Up next, half-hour headlines, latest from training camps in the NFL, and the race for the deadline in baseball continues. This is Sports Center all night here on ESPN Radio.
The Thursday edition of Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and me, Evan Cohen. We continue our ESPN Radio Rank 'em series with my top 5 candidates for MVP. And I'm telling you right now why Jalen Hurts will be the MVP. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
When drains back up, Roto-Rooter shows up. Hello, OKC. We're your local Roto-Rooter, the longest-running plumbing and drain service in Oklahoma City. Trusted by generations, we've been keeping your homes and businesses flowing smoothly for decades.
We are fast, safe, and always professional. That's why our customers count on us again and again. And we're proud to say we know many of you by name.
From emergency clogs to routine maintenance, we've got the tools, the team, and the track record you can count on.
Thank you for calling Roto-Rooter.
To our loyal customers, thank you for trusting us. And to our other neighbors, give us a call and see why Roto-Rooter is the most recommended name in Central Oklahoma.
Call your local Roto-Rooter today, and let's keep things flowing.
Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter, Roto-Rooter, Roto-Rooter.
Did you know? VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served.
I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
For me, the best thing about the VA loan was the simplicity of it. I was expecting, government paperwork. It was going to go on forever, and it just wasn't.
Since the down payment for a VA loan is minimal, we were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home.
And the only way we could do that was because the nest egg that we had saved for the down payment, we didn't have to use because we went the VA route.
This is a wonderful benefit that veterans can take advantage of.
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices. We're away from our family a lot. And with the VA loan, it's a way that it makes it easier for us to get a home.
To learn more about VA home loans, visit va.gov/home loans.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Early detection for breast cancer saved my life. But women with disabilities face lack of accessible medical facilities and equipment. To learn more, visit PVA.org now.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson.
Obviously, we're off to the races with Lamar moving forward. If things don't go well, Ravens will draft a quarterback in round one.
I think he wants to see the direction of where this team is going.
It hasn't been the Ravens. The Ravens have wanted to sign him. It's more him than them.
Oh, yeah, and add Lamar Jackson to that list, looking for a new contract, two-time MVP. List of offseason question marks grows in the NFL. Think about so much new, especially in the AFC heading into this season. Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, head coaches in Pittsburgh and Baltimore for almost 2 decades. Sean McDermott spending nearly 10 years in Buffalo. All three out expectations. Pretty well the same for those franchises. Ravens looking for a bounce-back season. They went 8-9 a year ago, struggling down the stretch in a season that ultimately cost their coach his job. Lamar Jackson working around injury, not exactly in his MVP form. ESPN's Andrew Hawkins on what to expect from Lamar this year.
I'm hoping to see a healthy Lamar, because I do think it's that simple for the Baltimore Ravens. If Lamar stays healthy, they're in contention. And if he plays 16 to 17 games, he's an MVP candidate. Now, how do you do that? Declan Doyle, what is your protection plan for Lamar? Last year, they spent the least amount on offensive line, and they got what they paid for, 45 sacks for him. When Lamar wasn't hurt last year, before he hurt his hamstring, he was on pace to have the same season he had the year before, which was the most efficient passing season that we've seen in modern football. But it comes down strictly to that. If he is healthy, this offense can go. What is your plan to do so? What is your plan to showcase Zay Flowers as a number one? There's no Isaiah Likely in this lineup anymore. How do you maintain your running game that we've seen so far from Derrick Henry? We know he's old. Can he continue to defy the odds of physics and be that power runner? And what is your plan around that? It comes down to that for Lamar Jackson and this offense.
Yeah, Jesse Minter taking over as the team's new head coach. Declan Doyle, the new play caller after spending a year with Ben Johnson in Chicago. ESPN's Dominique Foxworth on his expectations for a new look Raven offense.
I don't imagine there's going to be a ton of design runs that are called throughout the course of the season. Of course, much like Josh Allen, when you get down to the most important games, they'll put those things in because they really threaten defenses. But Lamar is good enough, and this offense they suspect will be good enough running the ball. Again, this is like a Bears-style system, a Ben Johnson-looking system. They want to be able to run the hell out of the ball without requiring the quarterback to do so. And Lamar, I think, is good enough to pass the ball from the pocket. He's always wanted to do that, and he's always done that well. I don't see him as like an aggressive scrambler unless the opportunity is there. When he has to, he will, but it's not going to be a core part of the game.
As for the two-time MVP himself, still trying to get to that Super Bowl, Lamar on the urgency to reach the big game.
Absolutely, it does. Each and every year I'm getting older, not younger, so of course, it increases, but it starts now. Like I said, on the lounge, it starts now, training camp.
Yeah, it feels like there's a bunch of that going around in the AFC. Let's go back to the contract talks. Lamar addressing that situation.
Yeah, man, I'm going to keep it the same way I've been keeping it, not here. It's private between me and the gym. Yes, sir.
Did you notice Patrick's new deal? And obviously, there's some other guys that will have new deals probably next year.
To be honest, I really haven't been paying attention to anything on social media except the 69 thing, the ratings, whatever it is. But I seen that, people were tagging me in that, so that's why I was able to see that. But I really don't be following anything like that, though.
What are your thoughts on the 69 ranking?
It is what it is. I play football. I don't care about rankings.
Lamar addressing his NFL top 100 ranking, sliding after an injury-plagued 2025 season. The Ravens are the favorites to win the AFC North, according to ESPN Analytics, at 54%, plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl. That's tied for the shortest odds on DraftKings in the AFC with the Bills. Buffalo breaking in a new head coach, still a familiar face. Joe Brady elevated from OC to HC, trying to knock down that playoff wall. Quarterback Josh Allen on a different feeling at Bills camp.
We talked about this earlier in OTAs, just the vibe, the energy. It's different. I'm not saying it's better, it's worse, it's different. And, as a new head coach for a team, I think that's a smart decision to make things different. This isn't the same place, and you have to make it feel differently because doing the same thing, it obviously didn't work. So got to change it up and try to find new ways to make it work.
Yeah, lots of changes for the Bills. New head coach, bunch of new pieces, opening a brand new stadium, and new uniforms. The Bills releasing what they are calling a gray Nickel City alternate. Fans on social media seemingly not all that thrilled about the design, but Allen says it's time for the franchise to move forward in all areas.
New everything. We got a new stadium, a new coach. Personal life, got a lot of news in my life too, so it is different. And change always, change isn't always the easiest, but sometimes it's for the better. And we just gotta keep moving forward and stop hating on the jerseys, guys. I don't know if you guys are hating. I don't know. I don't see anything, but they're great. I honestly like. Speaking of new, right? It's a new look. It is. I understand that, but we gotta be new. And I think these jerseys kind of are symbolic of that, and I'm excited to wear them. I really, we had a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work for these jerseys, and it symbolizes a lot of newness, and that I am excited about.
Josh Allen's excited. Not sure how many other people are, but he is. So I guess that's all that counts. Bills reaching the divisional round of the playoffs again last year. Chargers fell short after an ugly wild card round loss in New England. Much healthier heading in to 2026, getting tackles Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater back. Another year for Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert to work together. And there is no one more excited about the start of training camp than Jim Harbaugh.
We all feel the same way. You're seeing guys, I know I've used the analogy before. I mean, it's like family reunion. It's like, the first day of school, like Christmas morning. That's the feeling that everybody has. And we're where we're supposed to be. We're on time. We're ready to roll. And let's just go attack it.
Yeah, no one quite like Jim Harbaugh. The Chargers looking to take another step in 2026. Can they become a true AFC contender? Harbaugh on the excitement heading in to this season.
Drove in today and so many waiting to, camping out to come to our first practice. I mean, that's just so awesome and so cool. And, thinking back to, some of our games at SoFi last year in the, in December, just how our fan base and what I've heard from just running into people on the street, Bulldog coach. Yeah, that's supposed to heck up. Let's go. It's all those things, all those emotions going into today. And you ever come down on Christmas morning and get the glove that you were hoping for that would be there, or the bat, or it's that kind of feeling. So arrived, and here we go. I got a team that's really talented and hungry, and has made a lot of investment, and ready to roll.
Christmas morning. Nobody does it like Coach Harbaugh. That is outstanding. Justin Herbert having a big week, announcing his engagement to singer Madison Beer. Did miss an OTA practice in the spring to visit her in Europe. Harbaugh said that his first thought was whether Justin would need a ride to the airport. Herbert also learning a new offense this year. Former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, his new offensive coordinator. Could two coaches be any more different? In the NFC, the Packers looking for a return to the playoffs in 2026. Things looked good in the first half against the Bears in the divisional round until they didn't. Put head coach Matt LaFleur on the hot seat. He says that he's just focused on being himself.
Yeah, 100%. I think that you are who you are. And certainly I do take great pride in how we go about our business. And it's not just me, it's everybody. It's how we communicate to the players, and then, just be direct in terms of here's how we see it. And now it's on you to go. If you don't like that narrative that's been painted, it's on you to go change that.
LaFleur saying that he's really excited about the team that they've put together. This is a defense with a ton of talent, but it'll be minus Micah Parsons for the start of the year. ESPN's Louis Riddick on how Green Bay will deal without their star edge rusher.
Look, they just don't have the kind of profile to replace him with that he kind of brings to the table. And quite honestly, when you make a move like this for a guy like this, you're banking on him being available, because you just don't have another guy sitting on the shelf that has this kind of physical ability. So what's going to happen is, look, when we talk about complementary football, we talk about it being a three-phase game. The other two phases are going to really have to step up.
Packers bowing out of the playoffs in Chicago against the Bears. Caleb Williams on the other end of that victory. Really exciting first season for Caleb with head coach Ben Johnson. Caleb talking about building on the success that they had a season ago.
The success part doesn't mean anything towards this year in the sense of we can go out there and we can lose every game. We can go out there and win every game. And that's up to us as a team. So the success part doesn't affect us this year. So it's being able to find ways to get better than last year, find ways to communicate better, run routes better, defensively, special teams, pin guys if we punt, all these small things that come together to be able to win games, even off the field things like us being connected better, hanging out more, being able to build that relationship, that trust, to be able to win games. Because those situational moments that we had last year, we may not have as many, or we may have more. And so it's being able to fight through those and be better than we were last year. And so I think it all starts back over. And so that's what we're focused on. We're focused on being better than we were. We have guys in the building, so being better, from last year. So being better than we were last year.
Bears on that short list of NFC contenders. Are the Cowboys on that list? ESPN's Louis Riddick sure thinks so.
This team will be able to score points. They will be able to stop the run. We'll see if they can rush the passer on the edges well enough to be able to really contend with the most explosive teams in the NFC, which really may fall upon a rookie. Look, Malachi Lawrence, who's their first-round pick, has to be big for them. But you know what? Rookies have come up big before. Jayshon Barham, who they drafted out of Michigan, has to be big for them. Can play off ball and can rush the passer, as he showed at Michigan. They have really, really done a nice job. A really nice job. And it's not just pie in the sky. We hope Dallas is relevant this year because they're America's team. They're the most talked about football team, the most talked about professional franchise, in the United States for sure. I don't know how they rank worldwide, but this team legitimately has claims to the discussion of them being a Super Bowl contender. I know that's going to make people uncomfortable and people laugh about it, but it's true.
Yeah, a lot of people buying stock in the Cowboys. See if it comes to fruition. SportsCenter all night here on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. Nick Toluca here with you. Back to baseball. The Mets could be key at the trade deadline, but not because they're buying. They've been about as bad as the Tuesday weather in New York City that forced a Wednesday doubleheader with the Braves. In Game 1, scoreless through 5. In the 7th, one of the few guys not for sale on the Mets roster, buying an RBI.
2 outs, 2-strike pitch. Crack to right field toward the line. Fair ball, base hit for Benj. This will give the Mets the lead. Ewing is in. Lindor stops at third. The throw comes in from right. Benj with a go-ahead RBI double to right. And in the bottom of the 7th, the Mets take a 3-2 lead over Atlanta.
Keith Radd on 880 ESPN New York. Benj doubled the difference. Mets take Game 1 3-2. Their third straight win. It's like Lou Brown from Major League. It's called a winning streak, longest for the Mets since the end of May. Could they make it 4 in a row in the nightcap? Might help if you score. Zeros on the board through 6. Braves needed a hit, and Matt Olson delivering the only RBI of the game. Single in the 6th. Braves win it 1-0. Mets and Braves splitting their doubleheader. The Mariners coming off their first win over the Dodgers in LA since 2009. Different story in Game 2.
Infield back, nobody holding, rushing, gets a head start, the 3-2 pitch. Lined into the left center field gap, and that is going to one-hop off the wall. Rushing, waved home. Relay way late. RBI double for Shohei, and the Dodgers up 4-0.
Call from AM 570 LA Sports. Ohtani coming through. Dodgers would wrap up a 4-2 win. Eric Lauer, 6 shutout innings with 4 strikeouts. His second outing of 6+ shutout innings this season, the most by a Dodger pitcher this year. The Red Sox and the A's. Boston getting a big swing from Andrew Monasterio. 2-run homer in the top of the 10th inning. Red Sox would go on to win it 4-2 as their roll to close out July continues. Took 10 in St. Louis. Ivan Herrera, the hero.
Herrera swings, and he drives that one. It goes to the gap in left center field. The ball gets down. It goes to the wall. We're tied. Walker around third. The throw to the plate. It's a Redbird winner! A Redbird winner! Light up the night in downtown St. Louis. The Cardinals came back with 3 in the 10th inning to beat the Cubs 3-2.
Cardinals radio network, all 5 runs scored in the 10th in the game in a 3-2 final. Second game in the majors this season where 5+ runs were scored, all in extras. Herrera, the walk-off double, second career walk-off hit. Cardinals with their first win in any game when trailing by multiple runs in extra innings since Game 6, the 2011 World Series. That was the David Freese walk-off home run. The D-backs blank the Pirates 3-0, and the Giants rout the Brewers 16-3. Brewers have lost 5 of their last 6 on the road. 16 runs for the Giants, the most they have scored at home in 16 years. Up next, volume up for our Wednesday Top Sound and a little WNBA action. This is SportsCenter all night here on ESPN Radio.
Camp to camp, team to team.
There's been a lot of smoke about Joe Burrow maybe not wanting to be there moving forward. The pressure's on. This is the year it really matters.
42 days until kickoff. The countdown continues on ESPN Radio. More SportsCenter all night coming up next. destination's clear. The top auto shop for total car care.
Maybe it's hot outside. Is your vehicle's AC having a tough time keeping up with the summer heat? We'll bring it into any of our local AMCO centers and let our trusted technicians take a look. We'll get you back on the road in comfort. And America is celebrating its 250th anniversary. And to help commemorate this, we are giving away a free fuel treatment with any qualifying service over $250 this month only. Be sure to ask your AMCO Center manager for details. Hi, this is Wade Carter for AMCO, reminding you about our free vehicle courtesy check, too. AMCO, locally owned and operated with 7 locations in the Oklahoma City Metro and 3 in Tulsa. You'll find AMCO in Edmond, Midwest City, Norman, Southwestern, Rockwell at Northwest Expressway, 39th I-44 Service Road behind Lowe's, and in Yukon.
Don't let car problems ruin your fun. For total car care, AMCO's #1. AAMCO.
AMCO.
Dirt law is local law.
Every basin and state has unique complexities and laws.
But for difficult title, Oklahoma takes the top spot from Appalachia.
In Appalachia, you're dealing with century-old severances, complex airship, and the nightmare of held-by-production status.
But Oklahoma has overriding royalty interests complicated by horizontal drilling, stacked pay development, multi-zone completions, top leases, unitization, and washout risks.
Typical energy law firms respond to these challenges with 50-page opinions infested with legal phrasing for "it depends."
But at Oliva Gibbs, we don't just identify risks, we triage and fix them.
So when a long-standing client hired us to support expanded operations in Appalachia,
we provided the answers and curative title solutions that kept production on schedule over a 5-year partnership that spanned thousands of parcels.
And we can do the same for you.
I'm Zach Oliva.
And I'm Brad Gibbs.
Founding partners of Oliva Gibbs.